audio.
And I'm Amilcar.
And this 2 mics, 1 World Cup.
And today we're going to be covering Group B, which is England, Iran, USA, and Wales.
Where did you run to? Okay, bad joke.
Gosh. Took me a second to pick that one up.
Okay, just kidding. But today we have the great pleasure of introducing our guest from Westchester, Pennsylvania, Chad Fluharty.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Hey Chad, thanks for being here. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing well, man. Hanging in there.
So we have Chad here who, like all of us, is very interested in the World Cup, but in particular, Team USA. Would you say that's your favorite team?
On the national level, yeah, definitely. You got that pride, that USA pride.
What about club? What teams do you like?
I've been following Manchester City, not to be the bandwagoner, but yeah, definitely ever since USA made some splashes overseas, it's kind of hard not to follow them. But yeah, I would say Manchester City for sure. What about you guys? You watch anything overseas or?
Oh yeah, Mario unfortunately follows Barcelona, who just got kicked out of the Champions League today. So
yeah,
that's
hit me when I'm down.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm a big Real Madrid fan.
Okay.
Also, not a bandwagon fan. I was born into it. My family was all from Spain, so I was born into the Real Madrid fan.
Yeah, so I guess you guys have that in common. My favorite baseball team lost to the Phillies in the NLCS, and then my favorite Spanish team lost to not to Barcelona, not to Real Madrid, but will also not be playing in the Champions League or in the knockout phase for the second year in a row.
Yep.
So
hate to see it.
Just don't root for USA then, just to give us the best option.
Right.
Bad luck charm.
Yeah, for real.
That's actually sadly probably true. But anyway, so this Group B, it's again made up of England, Iran, USA, and Wales. Chad, what do you think? Like when USA got placed into this group, what were your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's just happy to see USA in a group this year. I'm super excited because they're super young. So I think this whole league or like group, rather, each team has something to prove. I know England got like snubbed in Euros, so they're looking for an answer. Iran made the World Cup last year, but they've been through a long drought before. So they're kind of just proving that it's not luck that they're there again. And then Wales, it's been a while as well. So and I think when USA finally getting back in, I think everyone's got something to prove. So I'm excited. I definitely would say this one has contention to be the group of death this year, for sure, just from that hype alone. A lot of young guys. England's like the one that's the veterans coming into it, but still they're coming off a fresh loss. They're looking to change some things up. They have some young ones. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Super exciting team, especially in England. They have Harry Kane, which I'll say we were both born on the exact same day of the exact same year. And not only do we have that in common, we both won the same amount of professional soccer trophies.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Amilcar, what do you think about this group?
I don't know. I think this group, it's funny because we keep saying that all these groups are the group of death, or they're all very like even keeled, or things like that. But I don't know. I think when you talk about England, I think it's pretty clear it's gonna be probably the team that's head and shoulders above everyone else. But the other three teams are good. I think we're gonna end up breaking them down one by one. But I think between USA, Wales, and Iran, I think it's gonna be a good competition to get that second spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree. Oh, with England, you want to get us started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the crazy part with England is I think they're probably top 4 in the bookies have them to win the World Cup. Crazy part though, their Nations League was absolutely just terrible.
They were terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible. They got relegated to the second division.
I don't think they won the game.
They tied against Germany twice and then lost all the rest of the games. So for that to be your last tournament before the World Cup, you're not looking too hot. But I think at the end of the day, if you were to stack up a starting 11, I think you probably have most, if not all, English players in the starting 11 for this entire group. They have basically all the top players in the world. You have Arnold, who didn't get called up for the Nations League, which maybe that's why they lost all these games.
I
But
think he's recovering
also
from an injury, so I think at least now, maybe not for during Nations League, but he's recovering right now. But he should be back, as well as Harry Maguire, which I know a lot of England fans will not be happy about. But
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. But I mean, when you talk about attacking options, you talk about Harry Kane, Sterling, Grealish, Saka, Mount. I mean, you have some of the top finishers there. The biggest thing with this group is I feel like there's a lot of really, really defensive teams. So I think there's gonna be a lot of like 1-0s, 1-1s, 2-1s, a lot of low scoring games. So having a good attacking trio like they have, I think that's what's gonna be able to break down a lot of the defenses.
gotta agree with you on that one. I also feel like, yeah, they're. You would think when you see like England on paper and like their record on big tournaments, like semis in 2018 and then finalists in the most recent Euro, but then yeah, their recent form, they're not as head and shoulders over the other three teams where you would think like, okay, yeah, it's their group to lose. It still is, but is it though? Like, I don't know, like they have some interesting competition in the U.S., Wales, and Iran.
Yeah, it'll be definitely very, very interesting to see how they play, what tactics they use to try to break down all those defenses. But I mean, I think like you said, on paper it seems like head and shoulders, but then again, everyone thought they would do much better in the Nations League, and they definitely did not. So
I think it has to do with that back line. I don't trust Harry Maguire. Especially
Yeah,
looking
I don't
at
think anyone
a
does.
club length. Well, everyone says he steps it up for England. Like he always plays like a lot better. So I don't know if that's that pride of like playing for the nation that sets in for him. But he definitely is. I mean, I think if they go to three in the back, he'd be an outside back, and he's liable for a lot of dive in. So if they play three in the back against U.S. Or even Wales with like Bale on the outside, he could get torched the whole entire game. So I feel like that's where their problem lies.
Yeah, and Gareth
agreed.
Southgate seems to say like, nope, he's playing, like, and yeah, there's no really changing that up. It seems like, but I've even heard other commentators mention that playing Harry Maguire could cost England a point or two, which in this group could be the difference between winning the group and coming second, or worse. I guess next we could move on to Team USA, current FIFA ranking 16, making their 9th World Cup appearance after missing out in 2018. What do you guys think about this group?
I mean, like I said, they're young, but Christian Pulisic's putting away goals, and I feel like watching him finally like get consistent in finishing against Premier League teams is only gonna help us with largely diverse teams and ones that kind of are playing with the lineup. Like no one has true chemistry in this group. Besides, I think USA is kind of sticking with the same group as of this year. I think they've had similar lineup, similar camps each year or each time they go on international leave. So I think just watching Christian Pulisic start like putting some goals away and being in that form heading into the World Cup, like the timing of the World Cup couldn't be any better for some of these guys getting out of like straight mid-season form. So I think it's going to be a really like surprisingly goal-heavy tournament. I think.
Yeah, it's
Based
also
off the
probably or definitely, I'd say the most talented team we've ever seen the U.S. bring up for a World Cup. But like you mentioned, still young and maybe not a lot of experience playing with each other, but still very exciting. Do you
Yeah.
think?
I think the biggest question mark that you have is going to be like who they're going to bring in as striker. Obviously, you have Pulisic on one side, you got Weston McKennie on the other, and then even Serginho Dest can bring the ball up and set everyone up. So I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on McKennie, Pulisic, the big names in the U.S. to come off the wings and really make something happen. So I don't know. It's really tough, but I think the fact that they have played together for some time, they're playing some competitive games internationally, so that's always good to see. So I disagree. I don't think it's going to be goal heavy, but I think there'll be a lot of opportunities. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And some of these tournaments, it's all about just having the opportunities and just cashing on one of them. Like, I mean, I just think about the World Cup final in 2010 when Spain played Netherlands and they had so many opportunities, but it was 1-0 in the extra time. Like all it takes is just one in the back of the net. So I agree. I think Pulisic's been in great form, and I think also the fact that he's playing in England with half of these players in this group is going to be huge because he's going to know exactly what it's going up against.
That's very true. Who do you guys think is going to be in goal? Who do you think our goalie? I feel like that's as much up for question as a striker or the forward situation too.
I think they have Turner and Steffen, right?
Matt,
Those are like the
Yeah, I
two
think
that
it's
they're.
yeah,
I think
it's
Matt
Turner.
Turner. Matt Turner's the
Mhm.
Arsenal one. Yeah, I know. I think that Matt Turner is like a year or two behind, like on the same track as what Zach just did with Man City. I think Zack Steffen was a standout at Columbus Crew. Brought the attention from overseas, went to a top club. Won some games and played some games, but sure, like he was obviously the second string goalie. And I think not getting those minutes, not getting those times, kind of slowed him down. So I think Matt Turner is the hot hand right now. So I definitely think they'll go with him. But I think Zach is definitely someone you got to bring along, especially for PK situations. He's played in a ton of like USA matches where he's had to make these saves. I mean, but as well as like growing up through the youth system. I mean, he's played in multiple like U18, U23 World Cups, and it's been a standout. So I think he's used to that pressure, repping a country. But at the same time, he's a good teammate to have, good resource to bring along. But he's been hurt, so I don't know if he's got the confidence right now going out of Middlesbrough. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like they're both good shot stoppers, but Zach's feet are just a little better, I think, playing out of the back.
I don't know if you want to share more, Chad, but you went to high school with Zach, right?
Yeah, so actually, when I was a freshman, he was, I think, like a junior or senior, and he was on the soccer team at West, like the high school soccer team. And I'm not sure how it is with you guys and club teams and stuff like that, but they made a rule around that year, maybe a year before the year I went into high school, that if you played club, especially academy, the top tier club level teams, you couldn't play for your high school. It was like you were on one team. And so Zach decided to remove himself from the academy, Philadelphia Union Academy, and start playing with the high school team. He was so good that they made an exception to the rule for him.
Oh, wow.
But that opened the door for me to see him and start becoming friends with him, training with him. Then he went on to Maryland, and we just kept our relationship going, staying in touch. He would bring like different players back from college, and we'd go up to like USTC and play and hang out. So it was really cool watching like someone that you knew was on that path that you wanted to go on, especially in high school. He was going to Maryland, one of the best soccer schools in the United States. So it was like, all right, he's on the United States national team too. Oh, he's hanging out with these stars, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, like we're getting texts that he's, going overseas or getting scouted by these crazy teams. So it was really cool to hear his stories about like Man City. Like he FaceTimed us at a bar after the Carabao Cup win. So you can see all them all partying in the locker room, and you just get random Snapchats, and you're like, wait, that's Kevin De Bruyne in your house. That's pretty sick. And so he's really cool. Super down to earth. He's the man too. So he's a cool foundation. Voice Now. If you guys look it up, it's a really cool foundation that he started after the George Floyd incident, and all the things after it inspired him to use his platform. And I think they just donated over $200,000 that they raised for education for Black communities and different underprivileged family situations. So it's definitely something to look into. But it's Voice Now. It's pretty cool.
Wow. I think it's so exciting when like there's people you like admire in like a particular field, in this case sports, and then you like find out like they're also like a great person. They're not just amazing at this like thing they do, but they're also like really cool. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I was a freshman in high school. You weren't even supposed to look at the seniors, let alone him, his stature, and you would have never known. Like he just talked to everyone, made you all friends and stuff like that. So it was actually he's really cool, and his family's so nice. They still hang out with his sisters and stuff like that. So he's just Middlesbrough time. You don't really get to talk too much. Everyone's on a different schedule.
Wow. But, was he like already cool. Like at that point, like it sounds like it eventually, like given his future, but was he already like a pretty big deal even in high school? Like you could tell, like, okay, he's like not just like really good, but he's like elite level good.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of the first things that I realized. I was like who I was hanging out with and training with. we were up at USTC, and we were just like, kicking around, and Zach gets a phone call from his mom, and he like runs over and just puts it on speaker, and she goes, "Zach, you're not going to graduate." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "You've missed too many days of school for soccer. You're not going to graduate." And he goes, "Well, I don't care. Like, I already got accepted to Maryland. Like, I just need to get my GED. I'll take that test online." And I said, "Dude, how many days you missed?" And he was like, "Almost 200. And I said, "What were you doing?" He goes, "Well, I went to Turkey for 3 months, and then I went somewhere else for like 2 months. Then I went overseas. I had to take." He named like 6 tournaments. I played club, and we played like 3 that I had to like travel for. And
Yeah,
I was
maybe
like,
take a
okay,
half
this
day.
guy's on a different level. This is a different level. And then different USA jerseys he'd rock to school, and like he's got autographs from people that you're like, how are you in the same room as that person? They don't even. So he was that dude, but you never really tell you. You just kind of saw it. Plus everyone was like, "That's Zach," and he just whispering.
Oh,
But
that is so
cool.
cool. Like, yeah, like growing up like in the U.S. and like liking to watch Team USA. Like, it's obviously fun watching your team in the World Cup, but I'm sure it means that much more when it's someone from your hometown that's there. So
Yeah,
that's exciting.
and plus him and Christian have known each other for a bit. Christian Pulisic, because Hershey's not too far from us either. So like Christian, he went to like he was Hershey, Pennsylvania, where it's like 45 minutes, I think, from Westchester. But his club team was the PA Classics and FC Delco, which was like Zach's club, my club. That we went up, they would play against each other. And we had a mutual friend that went to West, and he was on Classics, but he was Zach's age. But like I said, I was a freshman and he was a senior. Well, Christian was my age, playing 4 years up, club
Wow.
academy.
Did you ever play
And he
against
was
them?
and he was playing against Zach. I was not
Oh,
playing against him. Yeah, I have
He's
no
like,
business
no.
being on the field with Zach. No, no,
only in
God.
FIFA now.
Yeah, that way back in high school when we just got like changed in the same locker room. That's probably as close as I could get to it. But yeah, definitely it was really cool. Like I remember sitting in a locker room and that mutual friend Dylan, he came up to me and he was like, "Chad, you're never gonna believe it. There's a kid that's like I'm pretty short, but he was like, there's a kid that's your height, your age, and he's playing with us and dogging all of us. Like not one of us has a shot. This kid he is something else. Like talking about this at the locker room, I'm like over my head means nothing. Kid gets signed to Dortmund, and I'm like,
Wow. I think I
dude,
know who you're
what
talking
from
about now.
here? I was like, from here? Yeah. So I don't know what water they were drinking, but definitely did not get any.
It's just
Yeah, it
so
was like
crazy.
right away. But I know like Zach was like the union wanted to sign Zach when he was a junior
Oh,
in
wow.
high school, and he turned it down because he wanted to go to college. And then he stayed through college, and then I think he left a year early, maybe. I forget if he graduated. I know he might have graduated online, but I can't tell if he graduated then. But then he went to Germany with Freiburg. So Zach kind of started his thing early, but not as early as Christian. I mean, Christian just
Yeah.
when he was like 16-year-old phenom. I mean,
Yeah, like a prodigy.
guy learned to drive and then had to learn to drive on the other side of the road right
Yeah.
after.
Right away.
Sure, he doesn't do much of his own driving anymore.
Yeah. Maybe
But
just down the field, which we'll see what he can do against Wales on the other side of the group. Well, Wales making their first World Cup appearance since 1958. Just to put that into perspective, I think that's my math's failing me right now. 58 years ago? No.
A little more than that.
No. 64.
imagine that. Imagine if the U.S. went on that drought, like almost your entire life.
Yeah,
Like that's insane. That's a whole generation worth of no one seeing any success in the world or being in a World Cup.
to put into
Nuts.
perspective, that was Pele's first World Cup when last time Wales was in the World Cup. So kind of crazy.
Yeah, he was like
Um,
17 or something when he did his first World Cup, so something
yeah.
crazy like that.
So and they qualified through the playoffs. They at that point, I think earlier it was between them and eventually in Ukraine, I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
and there was the like great performance from Gareth Bale, basically getting him there against Austria before that, and then once he played Ukraine, he's now here playing in our hometown in LA. Amilcar, you saw a lot of Gareth Bale when he was with Real Madrid, and Gareth Bale himself says he's really excited about Qatar. He said that there's some great golf courses there that he's really wanted to play in. So
I know the interesting part. It's like he plays so well for Wales, but then just rides the bench at Real Madrid, or at least he did for like the last 3 years of his contract, which is kind of wild. So I think the biggest thing is like he's going to go as far as. Sorry, Wales is going to go as far as Gareth Bale can take them. I mean, he scored like timely goals to basically get him here. And like you said, since what was it, 58? Like they haven't been to the World Cup. So I mean, the fact that they're even here is already kind of a miracle, so to speak. But I mean, if he did all that without playing, I'm thinking like he's playing in LAFC now, actually getting more playing time. So what can he do now? With actually training, actually getting some live game time. So it'll be very interesting. Like I said, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of goals. So I think one of those decisive goals that comes from Gareth Bale will be kind of what it could take to win against a lot of these teams. Because then, I mean, other than that, you have Aaron Ramsey's injury riddled, getting a little bit older. But after that, you have a lot of people playing like second division with not a lot of experience. So I think it's really going to be Gareth Bale or bust.
And I think he's someone you can actually make the Harry Maguire argument for, where like he actually shows up for his country. I think you basically, it's bit like I saw someone call him, instead of Wales, it can be like Gareth Bale FC, essentially.
I like that. That's actually pretty good.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chad.
I was just saying, I definitely agree. I think that, their heart and soul is Gareth Bale. And I think, getting to this point, finally getting in a World Cup for him, I think he even said, like you said with the golf courses, I think he's just trying to soak it all in. I feel like already he kind of knows like this is a gift to be in here. So I'm just going to enjoy it, and whatever happens, happens. Sometimes those are the most dangerous teams, ones that don't expect to, win. You have nothing to lose. You're there on, sheer excitement. Could be
That's a
scary
good point.
from there.
Honestly, having nothing to lose is just going all out and saying, all right, screw it. We're expected to lose every game, so why not try?
Like they're the opposite of England.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
That's why I was like, I think they're the complete opposite of England. England has everything to prove. Like each game to them is going to be, we're supposed to win. We're supposed to win. So I think when you stack those kind of, like, let's say I forget who they play first or what the breakdowns are, but like, let's say they play Iran and get a win. That won't feel as, rewarding as when like US wins against Iran, or when US, like, think about it in your head right now. Like these games, you're like, oh, if US beat Iran, and like the local bars would go crazy or something like that. And I feel like with England, it's like, if they win, you're like, well, yeah, you should have. Like,
exactly.
You should have won by 3.
No excitement.
It's like, what? Yeah, like, look who's on your team. You guys are sick. Like, so I don't know. I think Wales could definitely stack some good excitement wins, shake some things up. I was shocked they had to play in because they do have some talent, and I think they have talent that people overlook, which can be pretty dangerous. But I don't know. I think that it's the same goes for US. I think there's a lot of overlooked guys right there that are pretty good.
Yeah, I think a lot of bettors are placing Wales and USA pretty close to each other, so it'll definitely be a tight group. And I think to make it even tighter, we have Iran coming in off of a pretty good qualifier. They won 8 games, they tied 1 and lost 1, topping their group. This is their 5th World Cup. Yeah, I think they have a lot of like really good firepower up top. Taremi for Porto's been amazing. He scores a lot in the league. He scores a lot in Champions League. Asmoon, also very good striker. So I think there's a team that can really complicate it for any group. What do you guys think about Iran?
Yeah, I think when we talk about defensive teams, this is probably the most defensive team, I think, at least in this group. They gave Spain and Portugal trouble last World Cup. I think they tied Portugal 1-1 and Spain beat them 1-0. So this is specifically where I think it's going to be a lot of maybe a 1-0 games. People are going to have trouble getting past the back line. And like you said, they upgraded their strikers. So I think on the counter, they're going to be a lot stronger, a lot more dangerous than they were the last World Cup. So they could be a shocker to some of these teams. So I wouldn't count them out completely.
Yeah, agreed. To your point, the group that they have now, you could argue maybe is a little easier than the group they had in 2018 when they were playing, like you said, Portugal and Spain. And I think they were just a point shy from making it over Portugal. So, yeah, and I just wonder, are they as good and exciting in 2022 as they were in 2018?
Yeah, it seems like they upgraded the strikers in like the midfield, so they got younger and better. So I mean, if they play even the same way, like I was saying, the counters are going to be much better and going to produce more goals than they did before.
No.
It's gonna be hard to score on them though. I'll say that for sure.
What are your score predictions for U.S. versus Iran?
Oh man, that's going to be a tough one. Uh,
Because I'm getting like Ghana, like that group of Ghana and Algeria. Those games at 2-1. You know, those
yeah.
last second, like it could. I don't know. I just feel like I see this being the 2-1 game where it's gonna be like tied
Well,
up for majority of the game, like an early goal by I would say early goal by Iran, probably second half tire, and then somebody it's either gonna be like I can't I want USA, so I'm gonna say them, but I can easily see like a mental mistake, like putting that in the group stage 2-1 for Iran because those forwards are good, definitely up and coming. Porto produces awesome young talent.
yeah.
I mean, they're just known for that. So like the fact that I don't know, I feel like in years past Iran like we never like truly talk about them and like dive into them, and now we kind of have to, we have to talk about those forwards. So I think I don't know. I just feel like I see a 2-1 like not going our way actually. Like
Yeah.
I definitely see like a mental lapse with them. I don't know.
I think with you, what I'm curious to see is how the U.S. plays away from home. They're not playing necessarily away because we're not playing in Iran. It's technically more neutral. But in all of qualifiers, the U.S. only won one game away, and it was against Honduras, which ended up being the worst team in qualifiers. I saw a quote from a YouTube channel, Tactical Manager, where they called the U.S. the PJ team, which means like they're most comfortable at home. So outside of home, they really struggled to get a win. So yeah, to your point, Chad, I think it might be tough for them. But at the same time, I think this is the most exciting U.S. team, and we've achieved more with less in other World Cups. Like go back to 2012, where they made it to the round of 8, and they definitely didn't have as many like talented players, especially playing overseas. Yeah, I think it'll be a close matchup. So I could really see it going like 2-1, as you mentioned, but I could see a tie as well.
Yeah, I can honestly very much see a 2-1 scoreline, but I'm going to say it's going to be 2-1 in the U.S.'s favor. I think that it's going to be the last match day, and whoever wins this game is going to go to the next round. I think the U.S. has a good amount of experience and a good midfield that's going to be able to allow them to push maybe an early goal and get them to lead early on to help them out and get the win.
Yeah, I guess with that, maybe we can go ahead and make our predictions. Chad, who do you see making it from winning the group and then coming in second?
I think England wins the group. USA comes in second. Do you want me to elaborate? I didn't know if you wanted
No,
me to
no.
elaborate or not.
If you want, then
Both your
no,
eyes were like,
no need to react.
I'm good. I'll just stick with it.
I really think England is a strong favorite. I think this is really their group to lose and probably easily the favorites to win this. But I'm going to have U.S. coming at second. Like we just mentioned, I think the final match day is going to be really what determines this. And I think U.S. is going to have a little bit too much competition, too strong of a team to not win this. So I'm going to say England first, USA second for this prediction.
I feel the same way. I think it's England's group to lose for sure. And the U.S. has very talented players and very probably unpopular opinion, but I'm going to have the U.S. topping the group. I'm also between Iran and the U.S., but I don't know. I just have a feeling that the U.S. is going to somehow really like figure it out, and I think England might struggle a little bit, especially in the early game. I could see them getting a tie early on, losing 2 points to Iran. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say U.S. wins a group and England comes in second. No disrespect to Iran or Wales, particularly Iran. I really think they could also end up making to the next round.
Whoa, U.S. winning the group. That's a hot take.
Yeah, exactly. So this might be my upset. U.S. winning the group. Chad, how far do you think, like, what's the ceiling for these teams? Like, how far do you think they can each get into the tournament?
Well, I think with England having Phil Foden hitting this unbelievable midseason form with like Man City, and I mean that team predominantly running the entire Premier League, I think they're going to go pretty far. I definitely see England moving on maybe to like semifinal worthy. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like England, again, having that frustrating Euro run, they just have so much talent. And Declan Rice, like the way he controls the midfield and then slots passes. And then, I mean, they have these absolute studs up top that can put away goals and can punish people. So if their free kicks and PKs are going in, they can win. You know, they kind of ran Europe and got there, and everyone was pointing to them to win, and they just came unlucky on a PK. I mean, stress gets the young kids, but I mean, there's guys probably making 9 times out of 10, and those were the 10 times they tried. So it just happens. So I think they go pretty far. USA, I think, we get out of the group stage, and that's probably it for us. I just don't think we have the depth with the guys to put multitude of games together back to back. I think they can show up, the hype will last, and when they know they have to keep going. I mean, you're seeing the games leading up to these, and we're not even scoring. So I'm putting on these guys are resting, and it's, you know, kind of, they know they've made it, so they kind of use practice, hide their goods, if you will, hide their hand. But I think predominantly we don't have the endurance to go all throughout, because we're going to use the same guys for minutes. I don't think we're super deep. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so England, I think, are probably some of the favorites that are going to go pretty far. I really see them getting probably to the quarters, maybe semis, depending on how the groups shake out and who they end up matching up with in those rounds. But I think they really got a lot of those issues ironed out during the Nations League and during the Euro Cup, because obviously they had a lot of issues where they got dropped out of the Nations League. So I'm curious to see if Gareth Southgate's able to fix all the issues they were having and all the problems with the lineups, and everyone comes in healthy and is able to make a deep run. But yeah, I really think they're going to do quarter semis easily. I think US gets out of the group, but I really think they're probably going to lose the next game. Is where I think they kind of top out.
Yeah, I probably second that too. And yeah, maybe England got the jitters out in the Euro last year. And yeah, I would say probably England can make it to the semis. And I'd say that's probably where they finish the tournament. But honestly, anything can happen once you're there. So first kickoff time is 5 a.m. on November 21st for England, Iran, 8 a.m. if you're in the East Coast. And then for the US, 11 a.m. PST, and then 2 p.m. EST the day before Thanksgiving. Chad, would love to have you back after the game and see what you think and see if we're en route to correct predictions.
Definitely. How we do like mid-game, send you some sound bites from the bars in Philly of us watching it. USA going crazy on some wins. I don't know. Hopefully we upset some of our predictions that we had here. But I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be a good World Cup. I hope they do a full World Cup and everything. There's no problems, no issues, because I know like all the stuff going around, you know, using Qatar and all those, you know, people that passed away building the stadiums. I'm just hoping that they're able to get in, play the games. You know, we can watch them. They're at 2, so I'll be watching them probably while I'm working. I don't know. We'll see. It's around Thanksgiving. It might be off. We'll see. Yeah, but I don't know. Should be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Again, Chad from Pennsylvania, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, make sure you join us on our next episode where we're going to be breaking down Group C. And make sure you subscribe and like the podcast so you can see all of our predictions for the next groups and join us for anything coming forward.